Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Game Aim Plus, where my aiming is gaming. I'm your host, the boy G, and we gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Alright, in this video, we are gonna talk about Metroid Prime Hunters for Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, for those who do not know what Metroid Prime Hunters is, it is a Nintendo DS game. It came out like in the beginning of the Nintendo DS. Yes, the DS, not the 3DS, not the 3DS XL, not the 2DS, the DS. Now, mind you, when this game came out, Metroid Prime Hunters, on a DS, people were skeptical. What is this thing gonna look like? Is this thing even gonna look good? Is it gonna be a good game? Are we gonna benefit from it? And yes, it was actually a really good game. And the graphics for Metroid Prime Hunters on a DS, they looked really good to me for back then on that technology, like a little mini, like a N64 or GameCube, or like in the middle, whatever you would consider a DS graphics to be. I guess maybe more in the middle of a 64 and a GameCube, right? That's how the graphics on a DS would be. But nevertheless, the graphics look good on this little itty bitty little screen. Like the colors look good, the graphics look good, the way the game moved, it looked and felt like a actual Metroid Prime game. Prime 1, Prime 2, Prime 3. It moved and played just like that. And the fact that this little contraption of a Nintendo DS was able to do that. Okay, mind you, Metroid Prime Hunters was so ahead of its time. Alright, this is a game that was not supposed to be created yet, in my opinion, because it was so ahead of its time. This was something that would have flourished and did better in the future, like now, okay? Because this game, it had the multiplayer is where this game shined, right? It had a multiplayer where you could play against anybody around the world, because you could actually, connect, via internet, Wi-Fi on the Nintendo DS. Yes, we were that far in technology. This thing could connect to Wi-Fi, and you could play against other people around the world in multiplayer, right? That was amazing for a DS. And this thing, the DS had a mic, okay? A microphone where you can listen to people and talk to other people as you're playing online against other people around the world. It had voice chat, okay? The fact that the Nintendo DS had voice chat and the Nintendo Switch did not, it amazes me. But the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have voice chat, and it has a mic. So this is why I'm saying that Metroid Prime Hunters, if it came to the Nintendo Switch 2, now, this day of age, this game would blossom to something phenomenal, especially with how many things they can add into it now. Alright, and now that the Nintendo Switch 2 has voice chat, this game would work perfectly on it, especially online. Alright, multiplayer. This game had so many like modes that you can play in multiplayer. Alright, it had the death battle, it had like the multiplayer deathmatch. It had that. It had capture the flag. Alright, it had, hold on, because I got a little paper here, so I don't forget this junk. Look, alright, it had standard death matches. Alright, your regular killing people, whatever, boom, 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 kill him, kill them, kill you, everybody dies, and then whoever, makes it to the end or whatever. Right? And then it also had like capture the flag. And you already know, hello, capture the flag, self-explanatory. You get the flag from somebody, take it by, boom, do here, go there, take it there. You know what capture the flag is. It had that mode. And it had another mode that was really cool, okay? Prime Hunters mode, okay? Prime Hunters mode is basically, it's a whole bunch of people playing, like online, multiplayer, around the world, whatever. People are playing, and whoever gets the first kill, right, they become the Prime Hunter, right? And now you are the person that everybody is gunning for, alright? Because whoever is the Prime Hunter at the end of the Prime Hunter mode, when it ends, they are the winner. Now mind you, while you are Prime Hunter, your health is depleting. Like your health is going down as you're the Prime Hunter. So you only get to stay Prime Hunter and stay alive and get more health is if you actually manage to kill somebody. So once you take somebody out, you gain health, okay? You get to stay alive. Now remember, you want to stay Prime Hunter until the end, except everybody now is gunning for you. So I think that's really cool. That's dope. Okay, the whole Prime Hunter mode, I love that. Okay, I love the fact that they even have that. But yeah, do I need this anymore? No, I didn't. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. And then, like I said, it had voice chat. So while you were playing online with other people, you know, in a whole group or whatever online around the world, you can literally talk to people. They can talk to you. Okay, the DS had a mic. That is crazy. All right, I love that, and I want to experience that now. All right, because I've been wanting like a multiplayer Metroid game, you know, they can play online with a bunch of people, kind of like Fortnite and all these other games, you know what I'm saying, like Warframe, yeah, and all those other games, okay? But Metroid. And in Metroid Prime Hunters, there's other characters you can choose. You don't just have to use Samus, okay? There's I think Silas is on it, also in here, and some other characters that you can choose from. Now I don't really know who they are, but they all got different arm cannon guns or whatever, and they all shoot differently. And they all have their own special abilities. So everybody is different from one another. So that way, you know, you're not just picking characters and it's just like a change of their skin. Like, it's not like that. Yeah, Fortnite, whatever. So every character in here has their own abilities, you know, kind of like Overwatch, okay? Overwatch, I believe those characters are all different. They have their own different abilities and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how Metroid Prime Hunters is and how it would be, you know. Of course, obviously, I would love for them to add more characters to, you know, broaden the horizons of all this whole thing, you know what I mean? Or add different outfits of Samus, and maybe those different suits of Samus also do different kind of abilities. Alright, because there's a whole bunch of different Samuses that y'all can choose from, or different suits, or there's also different items and weapons that we can get or use, you know what I'm saying? We got the Plasma Ray, we got the Wave Beam, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch. Okay, there's a whole bunch of other like weapons and different type of whatever. The ice beam, John, the missiles, you know, that Samus gets to obtain in the game, you know, at, you know, whatever on your adventure. And then now she has part of her arsenal of her suit, you know? So, yeah, man, wow. The multiplayer online on this game would be the key, the star of this game. And yes, this game, Metroid Prime Hunters did have its own story mode, you know, about roughly 11 to 12 hours, depending on how fast you play or, you know, how long it takes you to beat it. But it did have a story mode. So, I thought that was really cool. And, listen, I was like one of the first the first million people to get a Nintendo DS and get the little Metroid Prime Hunter little demo that came with every first like million DSs. So I was very proud of myself. Okay, I played this demo to death. Okay, until then I got the actual game later on. But great game. Okay, like I said, it was way ahead of its time. All right, and I guess it's sad that it came out again, I guess, in the DS era. You know, I don't know. Maybe it did good. Maybe it did. I don't remember how good it really did. But, great game, nevertheless. And I would love to experience it nowadays on the Nintendo Switch 2. You know, remastered, remade, a whole remake. Make a whole remake of the game. And more improvements, throw other things in there, other modes, other type of modes that you can, or other type of battles you can do in the battle, you know, the death matches and all that. Add new things, add new characters, new weapons, new items, new this, new modes, new everything. Alright? Add on to the story mode. I don't care. But I want to play Metroid Prime Hunters now. Alright? On the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright? Because there's so much they can do with that. And of course, obviously on the Nintendo Switch 2, it would look so much better. It probably look like how Metroid Prime 4 Beyond looks. Okay? That would be crazy. You know? Unless they just add like a whole multiplayer mode in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I don't know. I'm tripping. Who knows? Whatever. I guess we'll find out. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, you know, that's all I pretty much got, guys. I just really wanted to talk about that because I was looking at Metroid Prime Hunters recently and it looks so good. And I want to play it on the Switch too. But, like I said, yeah, that's all I got, guys. You know, you guys, let me know how you feel about anything I said. You know, do you want Metroid Prime Hunter to come back on the Nintendo Switch 2? Would you like that multiplayer mode to come back so we can, you know, do our whole thing online with a mic and do voice chat and play and see people and whoo, it would be so dope on the Switch 2. But yeah, let me know how you feel about that. You know, let me know, do you want it or not? Put it in the comments, talk to your boy, and let's chitty chat. But yeah, there you go, guys. Game Aim Plus. Please subscribe. Click that little bell button. That way, every time I upload a new video, it'll pop up on your phone. Like, you feel me, dog? You feel me? But yeah, y'all have a great morning, afternoon, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And I'll catch you in the next one. Booyah! Woo!